Hello and welcome to another Company of Heroes 3 game. My name is Fancy Josh, and today I've got a special game for you between Havoc as our Warmachect and Tonimontana as our US. So, for those of you that don't know Havoc, he is top 10 as all four factions, and Tonimontana is currently ranked 17 as US as of casting this video. So I expect this to be some pretty top tier. Now, what makes this replay special is it was submitted by Havoc to the Relic Discord. And he titled it, "This is completely fine." So we'll see if it is in fact completely fine. Map's going to be Road to Tunis. I really like this map. 4-leaf clover design with 4 quadrants and major cutoff points dividing you from each of the quadrants there. These road cutoff points, while being close to your opponent's base, are possible for you to sneak away. You don't often see players go for these points on the edges, but it is certainly possible. US player opening Scout into 2 MGs. Fairly standard opening. Heavy machine gun. I hate to call it spam because, like, you generally build more than one unit, and like calling 2 or 3 units spam is, I don't know. In any case, he's gonna go for a few heavy MGs. I suspect we'll see him add on another one. German, on the other hand, has gone for bike, pioneers, and 250 half track. 250 half track looks to be on its way here to save the day. Heavy machine guns setting up though, so that's probably going to be a win for our US player. And yeah, you couldn't tell, I am super excited to guess this game. Yeah, I love, I don't often see replays submitted by high-level players to the Discord. And, if they think it's a good one, then I'm excited. Both players going for unique battle groups. And when I say that, I mean, folks really love the new... They really love the new battle groups, right? That's the Terror Doctrine, that's the Canadian Shock battle group, that type of thing. But we have seen both our players go for, so US player's gone for the Advanced Infantry, which is going to give him access to Rangers. It's going to give him this cool infantry assault. He also gets artillery. We'll see if he wants to make use of that. I'm curious to see how he wants to use this tree. Havoc, on the other hand, our Africa Corps player has gone for the Armored Support. This is one of my favorite battle groups. Yeah, so this superior fire drills giving 100% extra damage to your vehicles. Hull and coaxial guns is really good. I don't think it applies... So, I'm going to show my ignorance here. I don't think it applies to the half-track because I wouldn't consider that a hull gun. That said, it may be considered one. I'm going to have to look into that. In any case, what's up next, though, is the Flame Panzer. And I think the Flame Panzer is a really cool vehicle in general. So, looking forward to seeing that if he does in fact add it on. German player has added on an Assault Grenadiers, which is somewhat unusual. And this unit, when it dismounts a half track, gets a significant speed bonus, and they get tanky. They can also throw grenades for free, which is just totally insane. So I like seeing him use that, right? Throwing him in the half track, pushing into those units, and taking away this cutoff point is a big deal for him, right? He's denying that top quadrant to his opponent. Meanwhile, this motorcycle on the bottom side is stealing all sorts of territory away. Our German player did manage to pick up one of the scout squads, so I'm sure he's feeling good about that. And he's adding on a Jaeger squad now to help him deal with this half-track. Yeah, this is such a cool build by our German player. I mean, he basically went straight into Tier 2, and then immediately added on 2 different Tier 2 infantry squads. I think that's really cool. It's unusual to see that. A lot of times people will add a bunch of Panzer Grenadiers, or maybe go into one of the battle groups and get something like a Bursa squad. Something along those lines, but not our German player here. This player, of course, has added on a captain so that he could tech up into the half-track, but he's also added on an engineer, probably to support this half-track. We'll see if he wants to build any sandbags or mines with the engineer. I love seeing I love seeing a lot of utility out of our engineers whenever possible. Motorcycle scooting up to the top here to try and pick up some turf. And boy, does our German player have our US player locked in his base. Nice pickup there with the 75mm taking out that half-track. German player is adding on a flak half-track to help him deal with his opponent's infantry. Barrage coming in from the half-track there. Gonna put an end to that fight. I believe our German player just added on vehicle survival package. I think that's a really good decision, especially against a 75mm half-track. This is going to let him, save his units. It's basically a retreat button, but for vehicles. Not literally, of course, but it does feel like it. Smash that C button to pop that smoke, and then reverse out of whatever situation you're in. Looks like our German player's been planting down mines. For those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, you know I love to say it, bend the map to your will, right? Throw down sandbags, throw down mines, throw down barbed wire. Do what you gotta do to make your opponent's life difficult. Machine gun trying to drive away these pioneers. It's gonna work. 750 trolling around for the black half-track. Yeah, it looks like he does want to go for another 75mm tank conversion on his half-track here. So this is a really cool building from our US players battle group, right? This reduces the cooldown of nearby units' abilities, so he can do this barrage more frequently. Kind of feels like that's what he has in mind. I mean, look at him staying in the radius here. I believe it also increases their rate of fire. Let me check here. Nearby units, 75% reload speed, 40% reload speed, 40% ability recharge. So, gonna make these even more effective against vehicles. And if he defends them with all his heavy machine guns, he should not have an infantry problem. And I say that as he has an infantry problem, heavy machine gun putting a stop to it. Grenadiers kicking down the front door, trying to get a breaching action on this heavy machine gun. They're, of course, going to get out of there. Now, that was a second Grenadier squad called in by our German player. He's done this mechanized assault group there. As we saw, he disembarked there, gave him the movement speed bonus, and went to town. So despite being pinned in his base early, our US player has managed to bounce back. He is still bleeding victory points, but he has plenty of points to work with. Although I would like to see him get it under control here. And he's doing just that. Looks like our German player has queued up some commands here, right? Throwing down sandbags, wanted to throw down some mines there. It's a great decision. You know, sandbags on a victory point can literally win you the game. So, barrage Forcing that squad back. Black Panzer shoving away this heavy machine gun. We're all breaking out on the top side. Assault Grenadiers in that half-track. Heavy machine guns all across the front here, making our German players' life very difficult. But these Assault Grenadiers doing their job, getting in behind heavy machine guns and dishing out some damage there. Well executed little attack there around behind the house, not getting suppressed by the heavy machine gun, managing to get back in the vehicle. That's so cool. And he's going to bring him over here and repeat the process. Duke D added on for our German player. Interesting choice. Its high armor will let it face down those half-tracks a little bit, but of course that is what the half-track's job is, so just going to see this unit for its anti-tank capabilities and, anti-infantry abilities. And it's generally good armor against these half-tracks. Black half-track taking some shots here. Second shot missing. Duke trying to push away this heavy machine gun. Covering his advance with those Jaegers there. And the half-track's barraging him away. I love this give and take from both players, right? They're both trying to make plays, and they're both responding to the plays their opponent are making. It's really cool to see. Landmine from our U.S. player protecting his cutoff point. I think that's really smart. Our German player has already demonstrated that he's willing to try and steal away the cutoff point, so why not put a mine on it? The machine gun setting up on the spike, gonna force it back probably. Scouts coming in to help out. Assault Grenadiers mounting that Stug. Again, getting that dismount bonus. Absolutely blasting that heavy machine gun. That's really cool to see. So this is going to let him continue his strategy of jump in a truck, charge at the enemy, get out and run fast. Except that this time he has a vehicle that is capable of standing up to those half-tracks. So very cool ad from him. Okay, so this is the part where I would start calling our US players build spam. Right, he is spamming heavy machine guns. Nothing wrong with that, of course. That is his prerogative. Does give him a substantial amount of lockdown power. I'd love to see some indirect fire from our German. Whether that be a mortar or something more extreme. We'll see what he wants to do. You might just ignore the problem, right? It is possible to go around heavy MGs, pretend they don't exist. Again, getting that dismount bonus there. Charging in real quick. Doesn't look... yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't look like they're going to make it to the heavy cover in time, and now they're going to get barraged away here. Black half-track fighting off these scouts. Heavy machine guns fighting a Stug here. That's not going to go well for them. US player did add on a howitzer, which is cool to see. German player picking up that half the heavy machine gun there, adding on a Panzer. Oh, okay, that's the flame tank. Flame Panzer here. So our German player is all in on anti-infantry. He has exactly one anti-tank squad, but to be honest with you, it's working for him. At least for now. Where's this guy barraging? Is he barraging the base? Yeah, he is. Cool. That's annoying. Going up to 3 half-tracks is our US player. Looks like he's adding on a 4th now. Wonder what he has in mind. I mean, is it just going to be all 75 millimeters anti-tank? I mean, I guess it can work, right? If he just ignores the infantry. I mean, I'm of course over exaggerating here, but This is such a cool build. I'm over here smiling. I'm not sure what to say about it because it's so different, at least to me. So this is a cool interaction, right? This ammunition storage interacts with this howitzer team, so it gives it a faster barrage cooldown. That's a dead half-track. Bailed out just in time. Still gets the dismount bonus. Very cool. Have a machine gun ready for him, though. Lots of barrages coming in, just so much barrage. Literally has 3 half-tracks doing it, going up to a 4th now. Stug using its ability to increase its range. Gives it plus 60% range there, that's a lot. So what's cool about... Yeah, I mean, this... I really hope we're going to see this explode here. He might get it if he commits. Heavy machine gun in the house, though, going to put a stop to that. Flak pans are trying to drive it off, but not going to happen. Grenades on this, doing big damage to that howitzer. Don't know if he's going to get it. Might get this ammunition storage, though, which would be nice for him. Another grenade coming in. Still not going to pick it up. Working on it, though. Might get it. Heavy machine gun still managing to pin. Flame pans are going to blast that heavy machine gun. Did manage to kill the howitzer. Might manage to get this as well. Trying to destroy the howitzer. I think that's a good choice. Oh! Barely. Gonna get repaired. And nice pickup. Our U.S. player did call in his infantry push here, so of course you can't micro that. But it is a massive push, and now our U.S. player is going to just charge in with all these half-tracks supported by that infantry. Those look like some dead vehicles to me. Just charging ahead, smoke grenades everywhere, keeping stuff alive. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Gotta chase down this other vehicle now. Heavy machine gun pinning down some squads over here. Getting behind this mine, trying to stay alive. It's going to work on one of these, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Nice pickup there. Half-track's picking up yet another tank there. And German player in full retreat. Wow. that was awesome. So where does that leave us? I mean... German player is basically back to the Stone Age. He's not exactly out of the game because he does have a lot of capturing power, but he doesn't have the tools he needs to deal with his opponent right here. I mean, he can still, actively be flanking the heavy machine guns. I'd love to see some indirect fire, but we haven't seen him add that on. Doesn't have any form of anti-tank other than his Jaegers. So, yeah, I mean, if it were me, I think I would add on a mortar and another Jaeger squad while I wait for my fuel to come back. Maybe mix in a Panzer III there. Of course, I'm making it sound way easier than it's gonna be, because our German has a significant advantage. He's going to continue. No reason to expect him to... He's just going to keep barraging, right? My question is, how much does the artillery cost? 440. We might see him build one. Might see him add, I don't know. Yeah, we might see him add another one. German player did pick up the captain somewhere. That's going to be nice for our German player. Keep him in this game. And like I said, our German player is far from out, right? I mean, look at the victory points. German player is way, way up. So when you have a lead like this, you can take your time and rebuild your army, right? You can build back up. And I expect that's what we're going to see him do. German player adding on another Flame Panzer. Big push here by our US player with his call-in. Only costs 125 munitions. Call in 5 squads to deal with your opponent. Barrages. Gonna force all these units back. Definitely gonna pick up the center point, but our German player has 2 of the victory points right now, so the US player's gotta act fast. And he's covering the approach of his scouts here. Gonna try, it's not gonna pin those down, but it is gonna force them back. US forces holding down the center there. Of course, again, he cannot micro these. These are just a call-in that he's positioning on the map. Another Stug D coming in. This player did manage to stop the bleeding at 44. I do think he has an uphill battle here. Again, trying to hold down both points. Engineers coming over. Doesn't look like they have any support, so they're not going to get much done down here, probably. Gonna try anyway, as he should. German player thinking about coming into the middle, but of course these half-tracks are going to have none of that. Like to see our German player sort of ignore the center for the time being. His opponent has a scary amount of anti-tank and barraging ability that's going to make it really hard for him to secure the middle, let alone the heavy machine guns. Of course, our German player wouldn't know that without exploring the area, but I think he should be sensing that his opponent is dug in right here in the center. German player can take his time here. I'm going to keep saying it because it's still true. He just needs to not lose his units while he does damage. Heavy half-tracks look like they might have wanted to charge there. Gonna think better of it. Doesn't know what his opponent has built, right? His opponent could have easily added on an AT gun or another Jaeger squad. And that is a Martyr 3, I believe, from our German player there. To help him deal with these half-tracks. Barrage, what is that? Stuka dive bomb. Gonna force those units back. Barrage gonna come out to the middle here. Another call-in. Gonna totally dominate this middle here. Is trying to hold it down with this heavy machine gun. Is going to get the point here. He is also going to capture the bottom side, but I can't imagine he holds this point for very long. Is going to try, almost losing that unit on the retreat. Opponent is going to steal the heavy machine gun. So that'll be nice for him. Stug barraging away. US player really committed to this center here. Martyr 3 getting absolutely wrecked by the call-in. That would be bad to lose. And looks like he's barely going to get away there. Needs to be careful not to lose any units. This is literally free, right? This is trading munitions for manpower here. Hopefully he doesn't lose that squad. I suspect that our US player called this into basically the very edge of his base, right? So he's trying to force in. Good push back with the Flame Panzer. I love that we see our US player backing up his call-in. Ooh, losing that Pioneer squad there. Second one getting hit as well. What I was trying to say there is I really like that our US player is supporting his call-ins with his AT units. I think that's really smart, right? Treat them like they're infantry despite the fact that you can't control them. Send them to an area and let them do their thing. That is a dead Stug. Maybe? Yeah, it looks dead to me. Oh, attack ground. So he threw out a smoke grenade. Opponent couldn't see. Attacked ground through the smoke. Didn't quite get the connection there. Nice try Well played by both players there. Captain going deep. Gonna get pushed back here. Now, over the last couple minutes, our US player has lost a substantial amount of infantry. And he has added on a lot of anti-tank capabilities. And his opponent does have 4 of these half-tracks. Land Panzer pushing back the heavy machine gun. Fortunately for him, assault grenadiers are still suppressed, and these half-tracks have something to say about it. Martyrs setting up where the half-tracks might show up. This player's still locking down this top side. And yeah, I mean, really... Yes. Our US player has, what is that, 7 heavy machine guns? I think you got it. I think you got it, bro. It's just funny to me to see strategies like this work at a high level. I mean, he literally has a line of heavy machine guns going across the entire map. And, you know, I was considering, I was telling our German player to add on indirect fire earlier in this game, but I think that those 75 millimeters may have completely wrecked that idea. I think his only option would have been a Stuka, but who knows what could have happened with that Stuka, right? I don't like the Stug D in this situation. So when he added that back on earlier, I don't think that was the right add. But, I mean, he just killed a captain with it, so who am I to judge? This might be another push. Wow! Look how much damage that thing did. Wow, and those are dead marauders too, right? No, gonna barely get out of there. Another infantry assault from our German player. Flame Panzer getting in here while the getting's good. Gotta capture this victory point. Needs to basically do the same thing on the other side. Half tracks trying to get involved. Are gonna find this Panzer. That's scary. Another Stug coming in to try and save the Flame Panzer. Looks like our Germans thinking about running to that top side, but ran right into this infantry call in here. Gonna have to bail. Martyrs trying to get shots on these half tracks here. It's gonna work. Oh, he moved it just the wrong time. Nice one pickup. Can you get a second? That'd be really big. One more. Oh, everybody attacking ground there. Nobody hitting. Losing another martyr. US player sensing blood in the water. Pushing hard here. Gonna pick up another martyr. Missing. Good connection there. Gonna pick him up here. And that is probably the end of the game. Yep. Wow. What a game. What a very cool strategy by Havoc. I loved seeing that assault, those assault grenadiers ride in the back of a Stug and charging into battle like that. I thought it was a great way to get around those heavy MGs. Just look at that damage taken, though. I mean, that's the attrition from those artillery barrages and from those 75 millimeter barrages, right? That attrition really adds up. Tony's build was obviously very strong. I'm not going to say that I'm a big fan of it, but it was very strong. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did, and I will see you in the next one.